Hey everybody, so I just watched Nigel Farage's press conference where he was talking about removing the two child cap regarding benefits, and then he said that he was only going to be aiming that at British families. And again, with Nigel Farage, it's all in the wording. It's all in how he actually says things. So people are going to assume, especially people who support the Reform Party, are going to think, oh well, he's looking after the indigenous English people, that sort of thing. He's providing. So he's going to make tax cuts for parents and people that are married. It's great. How is he going to enforce that? That's the question you need to ask. How would he only aim that at British families? Because the immigrants that are already here will be classed as British as well. And if he did only target indigenous British people and not people that were immigrants who've come here, then he would have a fight on his hands from the human rights lawyers who would come out of the woodwork, who would take Nigel Farage to the European Court of Human Rights, and they would win. Then you've got to ask yourself a question: is this just Nigel Farage courting the Muslim vote? He knows full well that he wouldn't be able to enforce a policy like that that's just solely aimed at indigenous British people, and that he doesn't care. And the only reason he's saying it is because he wants to get a few more votes from both sides. He's courting the Muslim vote, and he thinks by saying it this certain way, he's also going to get the vote of the British working class as well from the Red Wall. He's a very clever man. He's very good at manipulating the situation and what he's actually saying. The proof of what he's doing is always in the way he words things. You've got to watch how Nigel Farage words everything. And you noticed how he said, I'm only aiming that at British people. Well, everybody here that, immigrants, the Muslim community, they're all classed as British anyway. So they would all benefit from this. And you know what would happen if he removes that two-child benefit cap. They would just simply outbreed us. It's as simple as that. They would outbreed us in this country. And then we would see a massive demographic change than we're already seeing. It would just increase. So don't believe a word Nigel Farage is saying. He also jumped on the Lucy Connolly bandwagon, again, late to the party as always, because he left it a week to see which way the wind would blow on that particular situation. When his voice would have probably counted for something last week, when sadly her appeal was denied, his voice would have carried more weight back then. But then he chose this press conference to say, because he weighed things up. He knew that he could get away with saying the things that he said at the press conference. He's always behind the curve. He's always behind the wave. He always leads from the rear. And he's a man that uses weasel words. He's very good at manipulating the things that he says to sound like he's on your side, but in a matter of fact, he's not really. Just something for you all to consider. This is Vindicator, signing off.